Hello everyone, it's Ozgun here. I hope you are doing well. In this tutorial, I like to make a melodic techno drop and I want to show you all of the steps how to make this kind of drops. And if you're ready, let's get into the tutorial. So I like to start with the kick drum. And let's use this one. By the way, this pack, Tech Love pack, is a free pack. You can find the download link in the description. So I like to use several sounds from this pack. It also has a serum pack, so you can check the link in the description. It's a free sample pack and a serum preset bank. Yeah, let's grab this kick. So the drop we will make is gonna be 16 bar or 32 bars. We will see about it. Let's move them a little bit further. As you see, the tail of the kick is a little bit too long, so let's shorten the kick. And I like to send the kick to its own mixer channel. So maybe before we start writing the bass line, we can just quickly program some hi-hats. This sounds good. Yeah, you know, these offbeat hi-hats, you just need them for most of the techno or tech house kind of tracks. And let's route it to mixer. Maybe we can put some hi-hats. As you see, I'm just creating the very basic beat before I start writing the main idea, like the bass line, like the synths. I like to hear the drums, the hi-hats, the percussions, the claps to get used to the groove of the song. Okay, it's time to write the main bass of the song. And as you know, I already have a video about the like 5 different bass line patterns for melodic techno. I'm gonna put a card. So if you haven't watched it, I recommend you to watch that video. So for the bass line, I'm gonna use this House of Tech serum pack. It also has a sample pack, a silent bank, a serum bank. So this pack offers like approximately 600 of different sounds. And if you get the pack now, you will get some bonus packs as well. Yeah, today I like to use that sound pack, that producer pack to produce my song. And yeah, you can find more info about these packs also in the description. Don't forget to check it out. So for melodic techno, I'm mostly using for small bass sound, bass preset that I can kinda use it as a rolling bass. So I haven't decided on the key. We will also see about it. Let's see. Yeah, I will just use this, but I thought it would be cheating on this video, so... Oh, this sound can be a step sound, the melodic techno steps. It's very, very gritty. Let's clone this, because I don't want to forget. I'm gonna use it as step. Okay, let's keep digging this. This one also is very good for adding some ear candy. I'm gonna write it as bass shot. Let's test this bass sound. So or maybe something like that. Yeah, definitely I like to go with this kind of bass line. This one also nice. Let's route it to its own mixer channel. And let's sidechain the bass. So probably I'm gonna sidechain it like that first. The kick is a little bit loud. Sounds good so far. So let's copy the bass. And once more, I think once more. I don't know if the drop is gonna be 32 bars, but still let's copy it till all over the place. Okay, let's grab some drum loops. Yeah, this is very groovy. I like to fit it to the BPM. If you use this kind of, let's say, top loop, I recommend you to always use a sidechain. It doesn't need to be 100%, but at least, 30-40% of sidechain will help the top loop to fit into the groove of your song. You see, it becomes much more groovy now. We just need to get rid of the low frequencies that we don't need in a top loop. Yeah, this one also nice. Let's call it maybe rolling hi-hat. And also, don't forget to copy the sidechain again. I think this is already sidechain, judging from the waveform, but still I like to use just my own curve. Again, this is to put all of the sounds to the same groove. I think it's not perfectly fitting. Now they fit better. Again, I like to cut the low frequency. And let's see if they're gonna fit with the hi-hats that we put. And let's bring the clap. I love this kind of short, dry claps. They fit perfectly with Melodic Techno. But if you like, again, you can clone this and let's search for maybe more claps. So this one has a little bit more tail, so we can always layer them together. I think we are clipping. Maybe I can just lower the kick bass a little bit. And then I can just bring my drums. And I like to put this free clipper to the drum group. And I like to just hard clip my drums so I prevent the unwanted, unexpected peaks of the drums. As you see, like when I clip it, I try to gain some headroom. But at the same time, it should be more transparent. If you clip it too much, you will get distorted drums. So you gotta be careful about this. And I think that's good for the main foundation of the drop, you know? The beat sounds very good in my opinion. Yeah, I can always bring some more drum loops. For example, this kind of a little bit interesting hi-hat loops can always extend the energy of the drop, maybe if you use them in the second part of it. Let's bring this to here. That's very clicky, and let's get most of the lows. And definitely we must sidechain this. I like to go like hard sidechain for this. Okay, we will see about it. Let's mute it for now. We can use it, as I said, like in the second part of the drop. It's time to write the like the leads. So in my head, when I was searching the sounds, this bass in my head, I thought I could use it as a drop step. So let's write. So what was the key? It's G. Okay, the key is G. Of course, we gotta mute the drums. Yeah, it's a nice start. Maybe something like that. And then, yeah, I like to have this time a proper lead sound to write my melody. Let's dig the pack. Let's jump to the lead section. Something like that. Maybe we can cut it like that. We don't need to just write the melody too much. Maybe we can create something like that. The steps, we will think the steps as the question, and this leads the first answer. Again, when the steps are coming, that's the second question, and all we need is to put just a slightly different answer this time. Yeah, something like that. Like I'm ending the second question in the root key, which is G. If you end the melody in the root key, it's gonna sound like the conversation is ending, you know? Okay, let's try to put something like that in here, but not the same. What about this bass shot? We still have the second bars empty. We can put these bass shots to here. Okay, I'm currently enjoying how the question answer and the leads are going. And I'd like to give you a tip. So if you like, you can always try to just move the pattern, the melody that you write, and see if it's becoming more interesting. You know, maybe you can just start the melody like that. This is what Anima does. He always starts the Auftakt. This is a German term. I don't know the English term of it. So it's like they are starting the melody from the ending of one previous bar. So if you start your melody on the ending of the previous bar like that, you can create a different kind of vibe. And let me show it to you. Even this can work, you know, you can always check it out. So maybe before we decide, we can just remove some of the drums in the first part. So it's gonna make more sense then. So I like to start the drop with just no drums at all. Okay, now since we got the drum arrangement, maybe we can test this version again. And maybe we can just try to put it even earlier. You know, I think I like this version a lot. So let's keep this, yeah, let's keep this version. Should be something like that. Again, we can just change it. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it's working very nice. Before I decide, I like to just send my leads to their own channels. And then I like to quickly process them so they will fit better to the mix, especially they don't even have the sidechain yet. So let's send the steps to the same channel for group processing. So I like to give camel crusher and just cut the low frequencies. And I'm gonna put this clipper again to prevent the clips. You can use compression, limiter, whatever you like it, but I like to use clippers mostly. Actually, I can copy the whole chain to the steps. It will be more easy to just fix them. Let me remove the delay reverb for Serum. And I like to put my own. Sounds very nice in my opinion. Maybe we can put some pads to the drop so we can just feel more frequencies and make the drop more full. And for that, let's grab another pattern and call it pads. So I like to definitely use it like maybe even with the whole drop. We will see. I'm just thinking this octave or this. This one. I think low is better. As you see, the pad is so subtle, but it's just giving a small texture to the drop. And also I have an idea. I can use this pancake VST, which is just to, pan left and right. So actually you can do this with just panning automation as well. So I like to just put the pad, the high pad sounds left, right. So it's gonna add also the depth to the drop. It's gonna sound like that. Okay, I think we need some claps to start the drop. Let's search for some maybe white claps. This might work. So I'm gonna put it to some mixer channel. I call it Clap FX because I like to give it tons of reverb like that. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure if it's gonna be too much, but what if we just copy this lead and just put some small ARP sound in somewhere, I don't know. Guys, this sounds also, what if we give some attack like that and maybe to the second envelope? We can just convert this sound to a reverse bass. So we can just use it in, anywhere we wanna add some ear candy. It's so easy. Just grab any preset you like and give it attack. And make sure the sustain is full, so you will get this reverse sound. It's so easy. Maybe to here. Maybe less. And I like to get rid of the low frequencies of it. Maybe a little bit of highs as well. Okay, we got this, but I'm still thinking to add some ARP. We will see about it. And maybe we can get to the plugs. Wow, this is very nice. Can I write some art with it? I'm not sure if it's too relevant or fit. I don't know. I like it. I like to keep this in the drop. So yeah, pretty much the main idea, we already got it. So I like to dig the pack and see if I can just got more sounds to use. Maybe some vocals.
Acid Sabbath. Prepare yourself. This is the rate. Hold your breath. The drop. Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Elevate your senses.
Shake your soul. Shake.
Maybe this one. We'll see.
Shake your soul. Shake. Shake your soul.
Let me check the key of it first. Ends with B. So I like to make it ends with G.
Shake your soul. Shake your soul. Shake your soul.
Let's give it a little bit delay reverb and maybe some chorus.
Shake your soul.
Maybe we are starting the claps too early. I'm gonna check this variation. I think this is gonna fit better. We will see. And as you see in the mixer, I have a kick bass group. And in that group, I have a filter. You can use Fruity filter as well. Any filter would work. The reason I'm using a filter because in the ends, in the fill parts, I like to just cut the low frequencies of the kick and the bass at the same time. So it's gonna just help me to maintain the energy levels and keep the impact of the drop in every section of the drop. So this is very important to have just this small automation and just apply it to the kick and the bass group. Let's put some white noise. Sounds good, but I think we are lacking of the open hat. Let's find the open hat. And we will use the open hat in the second part of the drop. As you see, we are focusing on extending the energy levels every new section. After every 8 bar, we are introducing something new to the sound. Then the drop is not gonna get boring. That's the key to have the interesting drops. Always introduce something new, some new element after every 8 bar. Let's put the open hi-hat to mixer. Definitely we need to clean the low end. And also maybe we can create the head bass head group, and I like to route the closed heads and the open heads to the hi-hat group. And in that hi-hat group, I like to just give a little bit of reverb. Which again helps you to just put the different samples inside of the same room. Let's search for some reverse sounds. Yeah, this is just nice. If this is G sharp, we gotta put it 100 cents down to make it G. Then it's gonna fit to our tracks key. Then we can just use it in pretty much in every 8 bar like that, or 16 bar.
Shake your soul.
Also, I have a better idea. What if I just use this reverse sound in the fills of the drop like that? Once here and once here. And to the beginning of the first drop, I can just record this lead as I can just create my own reverse lead. All I gotta do is just route my drop lead to the reverb send in here. I have an Edison. If you download my template, you just have the same. We got a long reverb in here, and all I gotta do is just click record and click play. Alt left arrow, Control N and Control F, and then you can just drag drop this to here. And we just created our own reverse reverb tail. Now I can just use it in here. It would fit better to the drop because this is the way how to introduce a sound.
Shake your soul.
Let's use this uplifter in end of the drops, like end of the every 8 or 16 bars, something like that. Again, this is just to rise the tension a little bit before the second part starts. Let's put these impact sounds to the beginning.
Shake your soul.
Okay guys, I think now we are ready to take the final listen of our melodic techno drop. So before I end the video, as a reminder, all the sounds I'm using is from House of Tech Producer Pack. It contains Silent Bank, Serum Bank, and Sample Packs. And also if you just get the pack now, you will get 5 different bonus packs. So it's approximately total 600 different sounds to use it on your productions. And other than that, Tech Love Pack, which is totally free. You will find both of the packs links in the description. So enough talking guys, now I'm gonna play the final results. I hope you can apply these tricks to your own productions as well. See you on the next video. Bye bye.
Shake your soul.